Oh, I would say this is part of the, well, we'll say this is part of the Unstuck series by Kimberly Jones. But our view today, our topic today, is called Don't Overthink. And this is one of the, I would call them barriers that happens when people are looking at getting in this career. There are multiple things that can make you go, all your progress grind to a halt. And we're going to cover some of those today, okay? One of them is you put your resume and cover letter out there, you get no callbacks, okay? The people that you listen to online that are already in the field, or they have applied for jobs and they were students or not, they didn't go to school, but they've applied for jobs and they haven't been able to get in for, sometimes I've had people contact me after watching my videos and say, I've tried to get in for, one was 4 years, one was 6 years. And see, even now, as you're listening to me say that, that can set off alarms in you or red flags of some sort. Don't listen to just this part of it. Listen to the problem that was solved. Okay, there are reasons why you're not getting callbacks, but don't listen to this toxic talk. Okay, I'm just making some notes. Because that won't serve you well. You've got to listen to uplifting music, and that's a huge part of it for me. But when I'm in a bad frame of mind, or I'm listening to things I shouldn't, and it's not, is it solving the problem? That's what you have to, as a paralegal, here's the question. Is what you're doing to overcome the problem actually solving it? Just give me a second to write my notes here, because I'm also brainstorming while I'm on here. Okay. I was raised in a family where when different problems came up, people would get highly emotional instead of not all the time, but I was raised in that atmosphere, and I didn't know how to solve a lot of problems that would arise. And I would expect other people to do that for me. And that doesn't work when when you're an adult. And so when I got married in my early 20s, my husband was so logical that he would say, well, how do we solve this problem? And then we would talk it out, and I became a much better problem solver. And as a paralegal, that's what you have to do. So this is good practice for you when you're hearing people say this stuff about, well, they're only hiring people with experience. Not true. Hear the buzzer? When you hear somebody say that, I want you to hear the loudest buzzer in your head right now. Whenever they say that, here, because we all entered the field with zero experience, okay? There are other reasons why they're not, you put your line out there. If you've ever gone fishing, you put your line out there with bait on the hook, and you expect the fish to bite, and sometimes they don't. You got to figure out why. Same thing with getting into this field. There's a reason, and it could be that you're applying to the wrong jobs. That's a big one. People think they got, if you think because you landed and you achieved a 2-year degree, or you got a certificate, that you can apply to jobs that say they want 3 to 10 years or 2 to 10 years experience. How does that compute? That's not correct. You don't apply to those jobs because it's based on experience. Yes, true. Those are the jobs They want experience. They want you to come in, sit down, go to work. So let me read this verse to you. This might not make sense, or you might not think it relates to what we're talking about, but I'm going to explain that. 1 Kings 19, verses 1 to 2. When Ahab got home, now Ahab was a king, he told his wife Jezebel everything the prophet Elijah had done, including the way he had killed all the prophets of Baal. Well, Elijah didn't kill the prophets. God killed the prophets and used Elijah in that capacity. The Israelites were worshiping false idols. There were 450 false prophets who were leading the people in the worship of these false idols, okay? God told Elijah, his prophet, to go out there, and he actually rained down fire and killed, God did, and killed all of the prophets. And so Jezebel, Ahab's wife, sent this message to Elijah. May the gods strike me and even kill me if by this time tomorrow I have not killed you just as you killed them. And she's obviously threatening him, okay? That threat to Elijah, now just think about this. He just saw what God can do, what God does. He just saw an incredible thing. To say God was angry is an understatement. He saw this happen in front of him. God used Elijah to lead this. Yet when he received a note from Jezebel, the king's wife, that I'm going to kill you, I'm after you, he became so afraid. He allowed his mind to go off into these imaginations, like, what if she does this? What if she does that? And he gave up. And he told the Lord he would rather die than go any further. This is so common, so mimics what we go through in life in general, and what we've watched God do some incredible things, yet when we have to trust him to do even more, and in our way, and when in this, talking about the paralegal career, Lord, if you want me in this place, you want me to work in this place, please open the doors for me. And yet we may back off, and we may not answer the phone when they're calling us for an interview. We may not send the resume and cover letter out when we know we should. We may be so afraid that we're going to back up and go backwards and run. That's not going to get you there, and that's where trust comes in. And Elijah, who was God's prophet, was not trusting him. It's the same behaviors that we do, okay? So after all the amazing things God had done for him and what he has witnessed, he backed up. So sometimes we become discouraged, and sometimes we feel like failures. But that's when you have to keep pushing through. Don't overthink this. If he wants you in this field, then you're going to end up getting into it. You're going to be successful. And you're going to face mountains and barriers all along your paralegal journey, and you're going to face being on the mountaintop as well and feeling like you can conquer the world. And then, maybe the next week you'll feel like you're down in the valley. But when you depend on the Lord and walk with him, you cannot go wrong. So what God says, and on my Facebook profile picture, I have this verse. He never leaves us nor forsakes us. He's always by our side. We can run from what we're supposed to be doing, but he's always with us. That doesn't change. God's plans cannot be stopped. Now, if he has a plan and he wants a Christian, or he wants somebody specific in a certain job, and you're not open to it, he's going to find somebody else to fulfill his plan. And you can go sit down against the wall and not participate. Don't overthink it. When you feel like as if you are being pulled into this career or whatever career he has for you, keep pushing forward. Don't, you might be fearful going into the interview, so what? You might be scared, doubtful. Keep going anyway. Keep going forward. Okay, so that is it for today. My recommendation is that you join us when I launch the membership, which is next Monday, the 30th. And that is for beginners only. If you've been through a 2-year degree or you're in it, you're at the tail end of it, I would highly suggest that you join the membership, because I teach you the practical side of being a paralegal and other things. There are 8 modules in there, over 36 videos, and you can join for a month or stay in for a year. It's up to you. You can cancel at any time. That's how most memberships work, right? Don't bypass this. I haven't launched it officially in over 2.5 years, and I won't launch it for several months after this. It'll only be open for enrollment for 72 hours starting on the 30th, okay? So where do you find that? Go to paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and you can go to the description box. You'll see the link there. Go to the tab on the website called Accelerator, ACCELERATOR. That's the membership. Check that out. It's not open now. It'll be open on Monday at 12:01 a.m. for 72 hours only. Look at all the other tabs there. They're for you. The other tab I need you to look at is Paralegal Resource Hub. That is free. Join that today, because there are videos there you need to watch. Get a notebook. I don't have mine here with me today, but get a notebook and write down notes as you're watching any videos, the highlights, okay? Write down my website name. If you forget, it's in the description box. Just remember paralegalcoffeetalk.com, okay? Have a great day. Don't overthink this, and I'll talk to you in tomorrow's video. Bye.